He's in that God of War mode, and that he's still got that in him. And I'm telling you, if you keep giving that guy hormones and you keep giving that guy supplements and he's constantly training, look at this.
What are you eating?
Smashed men, like when no one can stand in front of him. That is in his mind still. That's in there. There's a dark chamber in his mind that he can open up.
Yeah.
And I think he's got it open.
Nice left hook. Up. Ooh. Yes. You sure? Yeah. It's all right? Nope. Let's do this.
You did great.
We're done.
You're gonna do it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Crisp.
Joe Rogan delivered an absolutely explosive podcast reaction after learning that Mike Tyson recently hospitalized a sparring partner during his current training camp. According to multiple sources, the incident occurred at Tyson's Las Vegas training facility, where the boxing legend allegedly dropped a professional fighter with devastating force, leaving Rogan completely stunned by what this reveals about Mike's current fighting condition. Witnesses claim Rogan was visibly shocked that a 59-year-old athlete could generate enough punching power to hospitalize an active professional boxer, with some saying he nearly fell from his chair while processing the implications for combat sports.
It's just so hard to believe that you could achieve the highest level of combat.
The hospitalized sparring partner has been identified as Marcus Williams, a 28-year-old cruiserweight boxer holding a 15-3 professional record who specializes in defensive techniques mimicking Floyd Mayweather's signature shoulder roll and elusive movement patterns. Training camp insiders reveal that Williams was specifically recruited for his ability to replicate Mayweather's defensive style, making the knockout even more significant for potential future matchups. Eyewitnesses describe Mike landing a crushing left uppercut to Williams' liver, followed immediately by a thunderous right hook to the temple during their third sparring round, causing Williams to collapse with severe concussion symptoms requiring immediate paramedic intervention. Rogan's immediate response allegedly included profanity-laden amazement, emphasizing how this incident completely transforms expectations for any potential Floyd Mayweather bout, particularly noting that the liver-to-head combination represents Mike's classic prime-era finishing sequence that destroyed legends like Michael Spinks and Larry Holmes.
Mike Tyson is the reason why this desk is this width. Did I tell you that?
No. This is real?
Yeah. I had a smaller desk that I was planning on using for the new studio. When I'm like, maybe it'd be better if I'm a little closer to the people. But then I did a podcast with Tyson. I did two of them with Tyson. One, when he was high, when he was running Tyson's Ranch. He had a little bit of a belly. He was jolly. He was just high all the time. We had a wonderful conversation. And then
Rogan extensively analyzed the medical significance of this knockout. According to podcast listeners, he reportedly emphasized that while sustaining a concussion at 28 years old presents serious health concerns, the fact that Mike Tyson at nearly 60 years old generated sufficient force to require hospitalization demonstrates his explosive punching power remains completely unchanged from his absolute prime fighting years. Rogan referenced recent sports science research indicating that punching power typically represents the final physical attribute to diminish in combat athletes, often maintaining peak levels until fighters reach their late 60s or early 70s when proper training protocols are consistently maintained throughout their careers.
that's Eddie Bravo's theory. He believes that the real way to get better is not to train with people better than you, but to train with people that aren't as good as you and just constantly drill finishes over and over and over again and sharpen them up like a samurai sword. And then when you do spar with people that are your level or better, you'll be much better just because you're constantly used to finishing.
Yeah, and I think there's a combination of both. You got to train with people that are better than you, and you got to train with people that are worse than you. And
sources close to the podcast reveal that Rogan analyzed leaked surveillance footage allegedly captured inside the gym during the incident. He described Mike's footwork as remarkably sharp and technically precise, highlighting those characteristic shuffle steps, constant head movement creating difficult angles, and his ability to close distance from mid-range to close quarters fighting without any telegraphing movements whatsoever. Rogan reportedly stated that Mike required exactly 3 steps to penetrate Williams' guard before his opponent's brain could process the incoming attack, emphasizing that such movement patterns represent pure prime-era Mike Tyson muscle memory executing at championship levels rather than age-related decline.
Conquerors. That's what it is.
Conquerors.
Like, they're both conquerors. Like, I had this thing that I put up on my Instagram the other day that somebody made. It was there's people that are just different. They're wired different.
Multiple sources indicate Rogan made crystal clear predictions regarding a potential Floyd Mayweather fight without any ambiguity whatsoever. He believes Floyd would face a knockout defeat within 6 rounds if this bout materializes under professional boxing regulations, providing extremely specific reasoning for this bold prediction. Rogan's analysis focused on Floyd never facing an opponent throughout his 50-fight professional career, who combines Mike's ring-cutting efficiency with legitimate one-punch knockout power in both hands simultaneously. According to listeners, Rogan explained that Floyd's entire defensive framework depends on lateral movement space and escape angles, but Mike specializes in eliminating both options through superior ring control and pressure application. Rogan's detailed analysis of Mike's current training structure revealed he's working directly with Rafael Cordero, the legendary MMA coach from King's MMA, who has implemented conditioning protocols typically reserved for prime UFC fighters, combining scientifically structured high-intensity interval training with traditional boxing fundamentals to maintain explosive fast-twitch muscle fiber activation while building aerobic capacity for sustained championship-level pace throughout complete 8-round professional bouts.
Very tough.
Yeah. He wants to fight Mike, I think.
That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike trains every day.
He trains with Rafael Cordero, who's a legend in MMA. He runs King's Mixed Martial Arts. And Rafael is a world-renowned trainer. When you see him holding the mitts for Tyson, and Tyson smashing the mitts, like, Jesus, that guy can still fuck you up. That, to me, a bag is different than mitts. Mitts, guys are meeting you halfway. You know, you've got a combination worked out. Okay, I want you to go left, right, left to the body, right overhand. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, do it again. Pop, 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 pop. It kind of can look real good.
Yeah.
But can you do that with a guy who's moving? Can you spar? Like, would they bring in a world-class heavyweight? Can you do that? Like, how do you move? How are your knees? How's your back? Like, can you sustain that? Can you sustain those kind of explosions? Or is this just a gimmick? You know, I mean, I don't know.
Sources reveal Rogan broke down Mike's exact daily training regimen based on detailed reports from multiple camp-connected individuals. Mike allegedly maintains a 4:30 a.m. wake-up schedule for grueling 2-mile hill runs through Las Vegas, immediately transitioning into intense calisthenics, including 500 push-ups, 300 dips, and brutal core work emphasizing rotational power development. By 8 a.m., he's executing precision pad work with head trainers, focusing on explosive 3-punch combinations at maximum speed and power for 12 3-minute rounds, while afternoons feature technical sparring sessions, heavy bag work emphasizing body punching, done a detailed film study of Floyd's recent exhibition performances, searching for defensive patterns and exploitable tendencies. Listeners report, Rogan then analyzed Floyd's camp preparation approach, mentioning Floyd's collaboration with Derek James, the highly respected trainer known for developing elite defensive schemes and sophisticated counter-punching systems for fighters like Errol Spence Jr. Rogan expressed concern that James, despite his brilliance, has never prepared anyone to face Mike's unique combination of relentless pressure and devastating power, noting that Floyd's current sparring partners, including Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, while absolutely elite defensive fighters, cannot replicate Mike's compact explosive punching style or ability to generate knockout force from 6-inch distances.
People don't understand what a champ he was. Like, he wasn't just the heavyweight champion of the world. He was an executioner. Like,
Truly.
Every fight was just a matter of how.
He's still quick.
Oh, yeah.
He's still quick.
He's still very quick.
Yeah, and he was a totally different human being.
He was fucking jacked and in shape, and he looked super intense.
Yeah.
And he was just, like, ready to go. And it was terrifying. It was like, and Jamie.
Rogan discussed psychological warfare and mental game aspects according to multiple listeners. He mentioned that Mike's team has been strategically leaking specific training footage, showing him absolutely demolishing heavy bags with visible dents, while moving with genuinely frightening speed for any age, particularly 59 years old. Rogan identified this as deliberate psychological warfare designed to plant doubt seeds in Floyd's mind before contract finalization, analyzing particular clips frame by frame where Mike throws complete 6-punch combinations in under 2 seconds with each punch carrying knockout intentions. Bowl is stating that such speed and power combinations represent genetic abnormality, combined with decades of perfect technique rather than normal human capabilities. Rogan then provided deep technical analysis comparing Floyd's famous shoulder roll defense against Mike's legendary body attack strategy, explaining in detail that the shoulder roll system works by using the lead shoulder to deflect incoming straight punches while keeping the backhand cocked for immediate counters, but Mike's body shots come from unconventional angles the shoulder roll was never designed to protect against, including short uppercuts targeting the solar plexus and brutal hooks aimed at floating ribs and liver areas, emphasizing that Floyd has never faced anyone in his career who attacks the body as viciously and systematically as Mike, while simultaneously maintaining serious headhunting power in reserve.
an exhibition with Tyson, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mike is so much bigger than him.
Yeah,
he's
but
so much bigger than him.
he's not gonna land a fist on Mayweather.
Right. It's
Not after
hard.
his last performance. You know, I think
Yeah.
Tyson just needs
What
to
do you
get
think
him.
was going on with that? The last one. It looked a little bit like sparring.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was scripted.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen Tyson biting his gloves and like you could just. It was taking all that he could not to like hit him. And it was just like.
They wouldn't fight.
Yeah, because if you look at like the Jake Paul fight,
They're
no
fighting.
disrespect, and if you look at the Roy Jones fight, no disrespect.
Yeah.
They look like they were sparring,
Yeah.
right? It looked like there was agreements made.
Yeah. Working.
I do not know if Mike would honor any of those agreements. Gomez
retired
on the
guys.
ground.
You're talking about two retired guys.
Yeah.
Find the extra here. Money grabs. It's so weird. Yeah,
Yeah, it is weird. It's money grabs. I don't like it, but it's fun. You know, it's something.
I hate on it, but I'll tune in. Yeah, I'll tune in.
It's but it's not really.
Sources indicate Rogan addressed Floyd's current age as a significant factor receiving insufficient media attention. At 47 years old, Floyd's reflexes and foot speed have naturally declined from his absolute prime years between ages 28 to 35, when he defeated prime versions of Diego Corrales and Jose Luis Castillo. With Rogan noting that Floyd's recent exhibition against Logan Paul demonstrated elite-level skills and ring IQ retention, but explosive first-step quickness isn't identical to his prime years. Against a YouTube personality with zero professional experience, slight decline proves irrelevant, but against Mike's world-class power where even partially landed punches cause serious damage, even 5% reaction time decline could prove catastrophic. Rogan's analysis of ongoing rule set negotiations proved fascinating and detailed, with insiders claiming he discussed Floyd's legal team aggressively pushing for 10-ounce gloves, shortened 2-minute rounds instead of standard 3-minute rounds, and no official judges scoring, essentially creating exhibition formats specifically designed to protect Floyd from serious injury or knockout, while Mike's team reportedly demands traditional 8-ounce professional gloves, full 3-minute rounds, and completely legitimate professional bout with 3 licensed judges and official results. With Rogan emphasizing that glove size difference alone fundamentally changes everything, since those 2 extra padding ounces could literally determine whether Floyd survives all 8 rounds or gets knocked unconscious.
It's already short for a heavyweight, but he would get low and it would come at you. And look at those shots. Look at he puts them away. He's throwing things from his toes all the way up. He was a different guy. It's like a different model of fighter than we had ever seen in the heavyweight division before. A fucking destroyer, man, where every fight was an execution.
It is just like, it's heartbreaking to see a icon go out like that.
Yeah.
You know, and
But it's crazy also to see him fight at 57 years old. Like, that's
yeah, but
nuts.
still, like, he shouldn't have been in there
No.
at all. You know, I think
He needed the money.
it's other ways.
Yeah.
You know, it's other ways for
But what did he get?
people.
He got at least 20, right?
yeah, but
Listeners report Rogan analyzed the financial structure and purse split of the potential fight. He mentioned early promotional reports suggesting a 60-40 purse split, heavily favoring Floyd, with both fighters guaranteed minimum $50 million before pay-per-view percentage calculations, leading Rogan to seriously question whether Floyd's guaranteed payday genuinely justifies the significant risk of becoming the first person to knock him out in his combined professional and amateur career. According to Rogan's analysis, Floyd's pristine undefeated legacy possesses substantially more value than any single payday, regardless of amount, and one devastating knockout loss to Mike would permanently damage that carefully protected legacy in ways money cannot repair. Rogan also detailed specific training injuries both fighters currently manage according to multiple sources, mentioning that Mike actively manages chronic lower back issues from his 1980s-90s prime fighting days, but his current comprehensive strength and conditioning program has significantly improved core stability and reduced pain levels, while Floyd reportedly deals with persistent hand problems and brittle bones in both hands that plagued his entire professional career, requiring special padding and specific wrapping techniques, with Rogan's expressed concern that Floyd's entire defensive system relies heavily on fast hands for quick counters after making opponents miss, and any hand injury or pain significantly limits his counter-throwing ability without risking further damage.
Exactly.
So when you like that video when you were ripping the pads and working out with Rafael Cordero, how long into that was that? Like how quickly did you get your speed back? Was it right away?
No,
Was it right
speed, but
there?
that was our first day.
That was your first day.
That was our first day. Let's try this out. That was our first day. Wow. And after that day, I was in the bed. I had to come get the guy to do the fucking shots and electrocute me to get me back. I had the sciatica hit me. I couldn't walk. I was crying.
According to listeners, Rogan discussed complex sparring partner selection strategies both camps employ. He mentioned Mike's team literally flies in multiple fresh sparring partners weekly because fighters consistently refuse return sessions after experiencing his power firsthand, with one insider apparently telling Rogan directly that sparring partners now demand double normal rates for even single sessions with Mike, and some experienced professionals outright decline opportunities regardless of money offered, leading Rogan to joke that this situation provides independent confirmation that Mike remains the most genuinely dangerous man in boxing at any age or weight class. Sources claim Rogan analyzed specific defensive techniques Floyd would absolutely need to implement perfectly for 8-round survival, mentioning Floyd should focus entirely on constant lateral circular movement, never backing straight up against ropes where Mike can trap him, and absolutely never engaging in exchanges or trading punches, with Rogan stating Floyd's best chance involves making it an ugly, boring, technically difficult fight where he circles the ring for 8 complete rounds while systematically avoiding situations where Mike can land clean power shots. Though Rogan's doubt was clear, since he genuinely doesn't think Floyd's competitive ego allows him to run and survive 8 rounds without proving his offensive skills. Rogan's detailed breakdown of Mike's peekaboo style versus Floyd's Philly shell proved particularly technical, according to listeners, explaining that peekaboo defensive style is specifically designed to smother opponents and eliminate punching space and distance, while Philly shell style creates beneficial angles and makes aggressive fighters miss wildly, representing completely opposite defensive philosophies built on different foundations, with Rogan believing Mike's pressure style proves significantly more effective in shortened 8-round fights because it applies constant mental and physical pressure that eventually breaks fighters psychologically before breaking them physically. Then discussing broader historical context of this cross-generational matchup by noting that Mike in his absolute prime during the late 80s never fought a pure defensive genius with Floyd's technical mastery level, facing extremely tough fighters like Tony Tucker and dangerous punchers like Frank Bruno, but never someone with Floyd's exceptional defensive sophistication and ring IQ, though Rogan's immediate counterpoint emphasized that Floyd similarly never fought anyone combining Mike's speed, power, and relentless pressure in one complete package, mentioning Floyd certainly fought big punchers like Marcos Maidana and young Canelo Alvarez, but neither possessed Mike's ability to close distance explosively while maintaining knockout power, with Rogan also analyzing how referee selection could dramatically impact fight outcomes.
Time he came in is when he's preparing for the Roy Jones fight.
Oh,
and
wow.
He was jacked, and he had these big ass muscles in his forearms, and he made me so nervous. Like, he was so keyed up, you could tell. Like, he was ready to go.
Oh,
he was
wow.
ready to go. And I'm like, no, fuck this small table. I need to be. I need to have some.
He mentioned that referees allowing extended inside fighting without breaking clinches quickly heavily favors Mike because he performs his absolute best work in close quarters where he can dig brutal body shots, but referees breaking clinches immediately and consistently giving Floyd space to reset positioning significantly favors Floyd's style and defensive system, with Rogan stating that referee choice might actually represent the most underrated factor in determining the winner. Rogan wrapped up his passionate reaction by directly addressing critics who dismiss Mike as too old, with sources claiming he said people keep obsessively bringing up age like it's the only factor that matters in combat sports, emphasizing that this man just hospitalized a professional fighter in his 20s during routine sparring, making age completely irrelevant when you still generate that kind of power and maintain killer instinct, warning that Floyd better take this threat seriously, or he's going to sleep for the first time in his career.